All right, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm back at y'all again. I'm here to address a lot of people who are hearing ringing sounds in their ear. The ringing sound is the birth of the new energy or information that's coming to impregnate your fourth ventricle. You have the third ventricle of the brain, which is on the left side of the brain. Then you have the fourth ventricle of the brain. The fourth ventricle of the brain, this is the reason why we're going to surpass the fourth dimension. We're not going to the fourth dimension. We're going straight from 3 to 5. So for those who got that DNA, I'm letting you know that we're going from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. Now, the ringing sounds that you're hearing is that which is getting in contact. You are being contacted from something that's much closer to you than you think it is. So right now you have certain planets that's coming into fruition. Then you have certain binary suns that's coming into fruition. So the fourth ventricle of the brain is now connecting you to the fifth dimension by way of the disparity of the information that's being dispersed from these certain planets. Now, the planet of Mars is now in retrograde, and Mars is the planet of war. This is why I stress military, because this is how your government plan things. This is how they set legislation. This is how they set laws. They go by the astronomical clock. It tells you when you can do this and be successful at it. So right now, for black people, it would be successful for us to set up a military, because right now Mars is in our favor. Mars is the planet of war, okay? And it is going into retrograde, and Mars is actually telling us by way of those ringing sounds. So when you're hearing ringing sounds in your ear and things of that nature, and you're waking up between 2:30 and 3 a.m. in the morning, that says that you are one of the people who are in perspective, or you are in manifestation with the energy or information that is coming to impregnate the fourth ventricle of the brain. Now, the vertebrae that we consist of, those are actually in contact with the same planet. The 33 vertebrae is the 33-degree shift that's going on within the universe that we see. Now, a lot of people like to ask me, well, is there such thing as beings living underground? There are beings living underground, but they are not physical beings. These beings are energy. These are certain types of energy. You don't have one form of energy, just one form of energy. You have many forms of energy that's coming into birth right now as we speak. And it's coming into birth because black people are stressed out. Black people are fearful. Black people right now are being given subliminal messages by way of the foods that we eat and the stuff that we see on television and the music and things of that nature. So what the European don't know is that he's actually taking us closer to our paradigm shift, meaning that the new energy that's coming into those people that's hearing those ringing sounds. So when you are hearing those ringing, those who are listening right now, if you're hearing ringing sounds, it's time to change up your diet and what you eat, because what you eat physically can affect your spiritual womb or your spiritual body. Okay, so now it's time to start eating alkaline foods, because it will help. They know that this is why they're doing to the foods what they're doing to the foods, because they know that they can attack us through the foods, because we are in foods. We are the ingredients in the foods. What do I mean by that? When you are studying foods, everything has an ingredient. Ingredients is a certain form of energy or a soul that's inside of these foods that's displayed genetically. So when you have genetically modified organisms in foods, you have living people that's in foods, and these people are certain energies. Just like the Nomos is an energy, Isis is an energy, Osiris is an energy, Horus is an energy. These are not deities. You have to decode these things, because what you're going to do is you're falling back into a religious perspective, just like Christ. Christ is not a person. It's an energy. It's a form of energy. When you look at the sun, that's Christ. The sun, S-U-N. Christ, the S-O-N of God. You get what I'm saying? Then you have the 12 disciples which follow Christ, which is the 12 zodiacs which follow Christ, and the astrological systems. You get what I'm saying? So those who have ringing sounds in their ear, you have to understand that the government now is dispersing certain frequencies throughout the air, certain brain frequencies throughout the air, and they're trying to suppress you. But the thing is, the ringing sounds is fighting back. You are unconsciously, it's a part of you that's unconsciously fighting those frequencies off of you. So when you're hearing those ringing sounds, do not be afraid. Don't let it alarm you. It's just that you have something inside of you, the Christos or the Christ, that's fighting back. Everything that they're doing to us is becoming immune now. They cannot kill us. We can't die. We energy. We just change shapes and forms. We keep moving. We learn this in thermodynamics. You get what I'm saying? So the government knows that the people who have these ringing sounds has a certain type of DNA, and they know that the DNA that we consist of is what's going to help us to shift. And they think that if they get this melatonin from us and they pump their self full of this melatonin, that is going to help them out, when actuality is going to take them further to their extinction. It's going to take them further to their extinction. This is why the white woman today cannot give birth. The birth rate of the European is declining. And their own scientists said within the next 20 years, they are already the minority. We are the majority. But in the next 20 years, they're going to be closer to extinction. And this is what they're afraid of. It's not us, it's not our physical DNA that's taking them closer to extinction. And it's not their physical DNA. It's a spiritual energy that's coming into fruition by way of the universe, which we are, that's attacking them. They are being attacked. You don't know what they're doing behind closed doors at night. These people you have to understand that Europeans have refrigerators full of blood from black people. They buy this stuff. Like private corporations do biological patents, they buy black people's blood because we have an alkaloid in our blood that helps to reproduce cells at a certain rate, at a high rate. So therefore, this alkaloid helps them to be sustained within 24 hours. And then at nighttime, they have to go back to drinking this blood. This is why you can't just look at movies as being movies. When you see these vampire movies, these are metaphysical movies that you have to see, because at nighttime, they are healthier. They can come out at nighttime. Why? Because the moon is magnetism, meaning that it's helping to sustain them. But now there's a new moon coming in. We always talk about a new sun, but there's a new moon coming into retrograde too as well. So when Mars leaves, there's a new moon that's coming in that's really going to attack them. This is what you see in Revelation, the Christ coming back with a sword dripping in blood. This is the new moon that's coming back. It's going to be called a blood moon. That's the Christ that has the sword that's dripping in blood, the blood moon. All right, so with that much said, Osei Kufuor, Black Science TV 111, I'm out. Peace.